Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Rounds of showers and thunderstorms continue out there tonight. We could be seeing more strong or even severe action, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. I'll have the latest.
Severe storms dropped a lot of hail across parts of the bluegrass tonight, and it brought traffic to a crawl on many roads.
The investigation continues after 2 people were found dead inside a burned Harrison County home.
And is the Centerpoint project on track? What the developer told us tonight. WKYT News at 11 starts now. Good evening. Many rounds of severe storms have brought strong winds and lots of hail to the bluegrass tonight. A first alert severe weather day continues.
The storms even sparked some tornado warnings earlier. Take a look at this eyewitness video. It appears to show a funnel cloud. Amanda tells us this was shot tonight around Wolf Creek Dam in Russell County. So far, dispatchers have not reported any major damage in Russell County. For the very latest, we begin tonight with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. He shows us what's on the First Alert Defender right now. How about it, Jim?
All right, guys, we are tracking those rounds of showers and thunderstorms moving throughout the entire area. And with that video, they might actually be going out tomorrow to actually survey where that tornado or that funnel cloud was to determine whether or not if it was a tornado. Now, it looks very convincing in that video for sure, but they'll have to get on the ground and see if it made an actual touchdown. And you can't see from the video if it's over the water or not, but it could very well be because of the positioning of that. But a very interesting video, and we did have a decent thunderstorm roll through right around that time that was certainly showing indication of rotation. What we have out there tonight, active thunderstorms and 1 active severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the folks down in Pulaski County and also over into Laurel and Rockcastle County. Now, you folks there in southern Rockcastle County getting in on a little more of the action, some more of that heavy rain and some of the lightning. Still, the primary threat out of a lot of these has been the hail. That's something we're going to watch for out of this as well, especially in that little area just north of Somerset right there. That could be the hail core of the entire storm where we'd find at least the best concentration of hail, and that will continue working its way off toward the southeast. That is where you folks there in Laurel County will come into play. So right now, you're seeing some of the more significant weather right around Science Hill and just north of Somerset. You're seeing that lightning off in the distance. You're hearing the thunder. It's just not affecting you directly, at least at this point. Other areas seeing thunderstorms. You move up the road toward McKee. Still a decent little thunderstorm rolling through there. Winds gusting 30, 40, maybe up to 50 miles per hour, at least on this front edge. So that passed through McKee just a little while ago. We'll broaden the view up just a little bit here. We go out toward Morgan County, Elliott County. This was actually a severe thunderstorm warning earlier. At least that storm cell was. Now falls below the criteria, but still some gusty winds expected if you're there in Morgan or even right back into parts of Magoffin County. We'll track more of these storms as we go through the overnight, and we'll talk about the chances for tomorrow being active as well, coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. A storm that moved through Lexington about an hour ago did cause some damage. This tree fell across Smith Street near West 5th Street. For now, Smith Street is closed to traffic in that area. No one was injured and no homes were damaged by that tree. In Garrett County, emergency managers report a tree fell on a house in the Buckeye community there. Well, so much hail fell in Madison County, it actually covered roads and even Interstate 75.
And many of you sent in eyewitness video like this one. The hail left a blanket of white on I-75 and nearby roads as it quickly accumulated on the ground. WKYT's Victor Puente talked to someone who rode out a severe storm in Madison County tonight. He continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
Earlier today, the ground in Richmond looked like it had been snowing, but it was actually hail. It covered the ground and made for a slow drive on the interstate.
Viewers sent us this video of the hail as it accumulated on I-75 near the 87 exit. Matt Hoskins also took video just outside his door.
I felt these hard raindrops and I looked around and it started hailing really hard. It was like pea-sized hail. It was coming down really hard.
Hoskins watched as the hail grew in intensity, worrying it might cause some damage.
I saw some hail start to get a little bit bigger. I was a little worried about the damage on the car, but it didn't do no damage at all.
But hail wasn't the only issue Richmond faced. Heavy lightning stayed in the area and even struck the Kentucky State Police post. Troopers tell us it caused some electrical damage, but didn't interfere with any 911 calls.
I was like, it's too early for this. I mean, being October and everything, it's kind of early. Looked like snow after a while.
Dispatchers here tell me they did have a few wrecks before that hail melted away. They tell me no one was injured in any of those crashes. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
A severe storm also dumped a lot of hail in neighboring Garrett County tonight. Deirdre shared these eyewitness pictures taken at her home in Lancaster. You can see the hail covering her deck along with an outdoor table. She said the hail piled up at one point 7 inches deep. And take a look at this picture we received tonight from Casey County. Some marble-sized hail piling up on the porch of a home. If you have eyewitness pictures or video, we would like to see them. Just look for the eyewitness section on WKYT.com or share them on our Facebook or Twitter pages.
Neighbors tell us they saw the flames and did what they could to help, but investigators say they found 2 people dead inside a burning Harrison County home. The fire started this morning along Grays Run Pike near Cynthiana, and tonight investigators are still trying to figure out what caused that fire and the 2 deaths. WKYT's Jerica Insko talked to a neighbor.
It wasn't the way anyone on Grays Run Pike expected to start their week.
My buddy started beating on the door. And he's like, call 911.
That's when Alan Fuller, who lives next door,
I was the first one there.
found himself right in the middle of it all.
And I saw the flame coming out right above the front porch there. And I was like, oh my God, their house is on fire.
Not knowing if anyone was inside, Fuller sprung out of bed and into action to help as he watched his neighbor's home go up in flames.
And I come right up here to this back door, and all I could hear was a dog hollering. I kicked the door like that, bam! And then a pig come running out of it. I tried to save the dog too, but I couldn't. There wasn't no way I could get in there.
He says the smoke was too thick as he busted out a window.
I mean, it was as black as the roof coming out of the door.
But he had a feeling people were inside along with that dog and a cat. We are told the fire started in the living room towards the front of the home, but as for how the fire started and who was killed, officials aren't saying. The coroner just confirms 2 adults, one being a man, are dead. 2 children who live in the home were said to be at school at the time of the fire.
We've not been able to identify them at this point. Of course, we have no cause of death, but actually pending investigation, we'll have that information for you.
State police, an arson investigator, fire officials, and the coroner were all on scene for hours as neighbors like Fuller tried to piece together what happened.
I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
But for now, no one knows what really happened with the investigation pending. In Harrison County, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
Those 2 bodies have been sent to Frankfurt for autopsies and have not yet been identified. Investigators are not ruling out foul play.
Friends say a former UK football player injured in a fall at Commonwealth Stadium has a long road to recovery ahead. They say Brad Durham is in a medically induced coma at UK hospital, but they say he can move his arms and legs and did not have any brain damage. He fell from the upper deck of the stadium during Saturday night's game against South Carolina. He's listed in serious condition. UK President Dr. Eli Capilouto said today the university is pulling for Durham.
Members of our athletic department were at the hospital most of the evening, staying with family. We just hope he comes out of this okay.
UK Athletics also released a statement tonight asking the Big Blue Nation to join them in wishing Durham a speedy recovery. He played for UK from 2007 until 2010.
A man charged in connection to a deadly robbery in Winchester now faces charges for another crime tonight. Richmond police have charged Curtis Wilkerson with robbery. They say he and Devon Marshall robbed a man September 23rd at a home in Richmond. Police say the 2 stole money and that Wilkerson and the victim knew each other. Later that same day, police say Wilkerson and Marshall tried to rob the 96 truck stop in Winchester, but police say the business owner shot Marshall during the robbery. Marshall later died.
With just a month to go, Democrat Allison Lonergan Grimes has a slight lead. The new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll finds Grimes ahead of Senator Mitch McConnell, 46% for Grimes, 44% for McConnell. Libertarian David Patterson is a distant third. Those campaign ads hit the air almost a year ago. Now they dominate the airwaves in the most expensive election in Kentucky history, and they could be working for Grimes. The Bluegrass poll found Grimes gaining 16 points in eastern Kentucky. Her challenge remains half of likely voters say she's aligned too closely with President Obama. 57% said they think Senator McConnell has been in office too long and should be replaced. 8 out of every 10 people say they have made up their minds. The fight is for the remaining 18%. To read more about the Bluegrass poll results, go to WKYT.com.
We have an update tonight on the Centerpoint project in downtown Lexington. Developer Dudley Webb told us today that the project is on track. Right now, crews are waiting on a tower crane to arrive. It's been delayed on another job site. Webb says the first buildings at Centerpoint should be open by next October, and he says the Jeff Ruby's restaurant will be open in time for the Breeders' Cup next year.
The father devastated after police say his son was murdered during a trail ride in eastern Kentucky. He feels more should have been done to protect his son.
Also coming up at 11, friends remember a man killed in a crash police say was caused by a driver on drugs. Tonight, family members of a man killed while on a trail ride in eastern Kentucky say the event should have had more security.
Yesterday, police say that Miles Hamilton shot Zachary Murphy during an argument at the Knott County trail ride. Murphy later died. Police have charged Hamilton with murder. Murphy's father said the event did not have enough police officers to provide adequate security. He also said he couldn't understand why anyone would want to hurt his son.
I'm still hurt real bad and stuff, and I don't know what to say about that. I hope they do something, because that Zach sure didn't deserve that.
Murphy would have turned 20 years old tomorrow. Hamilton would not talk to us from jail today. He's scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow.
Tonight, friends are remembering an eastern Kentucky man killed in a crash. Saturday night, police say an SUV slammed into Ronnie Mitchell's truck on US 421 in Clay County. Mitchell died at the scene. Police say the driver of the SUV, Rodney Bowling, was on drugs at the time of the crash. Friends say Mitchell would do anything for those he cared about.
You know, he loved everybody, and if he'd always say, if I've done anything to anybody, if anybody's ever done anything to me, I forgive you.
Mitchell's girlfriend and the couple's 2-year-old daughter were also injured in that crash and taken to UK hospital. Police charged Bowling with murder, assault, and DUI. He pled not guilty today.
Police need your help tracking down a man who robbed a Lexington bank. It happened this morning at the Whitaker Bank on West Lowry Lane. Lexington police say the man walked up to a teller, implied he had a weapon, and demanded money. The robber got away. Police released some surveillance pictures of him. This is the 4th bank robbery in Lexington in less than a month.
Today, the Fayette County School Board met to talk about the results of a recent state audit. That audit raised concerns about financial mismanagement, salary increases for administrators, and communication within the district. Fayette County Superintendent Tom Shelton says the district is making progress in fixing the issues the audit raised.
The main thing that came out of the report was there was no money missing and no criminal activity, and everything beyond that was how do we improve, how do we, correct working relationships, how do we improve the flow of information, how do we improve communication.
The superintendent is currently working with outside consultants to help formulate a corrective action plan, which is due in the beginning of November.